What's up, YouTube? Hudson Fan 15. I've seen a lot of people doing these. Decided to give one a shot. As you can tell from the title, this is my UFC MMA PC. I'm gonna do this with the soundtrack, new Dredg album. Kind of peculiar for my taste, but whatever. Its new album's called Chuckles Mr. Squeezy. It's in stores tomorrow, May 3rd. I liked one of their previous albums. I think it was called Catch Without Arms. This is a lot different. Very kind of ambient. But, I really try to stick to autos. But I've acquired a number of other things along the way. So, they are still PC. Some were given to me. Some I got from, like, trades and whatever. Prominent Cuts base to Chuck Liddell, BJ Penn, Anderson Silva. My stand falls over. And Frank Trigg. I've got Undisputed, Liddell, Wanderlei Silva, George St. Pierre, Lyoto Machida, Rampage Jackson, great picture there, Frank Mir, and Matt Hughes. Still going with that, we got BJ Penn, Forrest Griffin, Dan Henderson, and Anderson Silva. Sorry for the glare on these, but I'm going to kind of try to buzz through these a little bit fast. Next up is Octagon of Honor. We got Ken Shamrock, Dan Severn, Randy Couture, Mark Coleman, Matt Hughes, Evan Tanner, Forrest Griffin, Diego Sanchez. Next we got Victorious Debuts, Rich Franklin, Rampage Jackson, Dan Severn, Nate Diaz. Next up we got the top 10 fights of 2008 series. George St. Pierre against John Fitch. Nate Diaz versus Nick Pellegrino. We got Relchik versus Govea, Wilson Govea. And a different version thereof. And then top 10 fights 2009. One of my favorites from this particular year, and two fighters that I thoroughly enjoy watching. Diego Sanchez and Clay Guida. Alright. These the Ultimate Fighter insert series. Season number 1, Forrest Griffin. Nate Quarry, also from Season 1. Season 3, Kendall Grove. Season 4, Jorge Rivera. Season 5, Gray Maynard and Joe Loazon. Season 6, Ben Saunders and George Soteropoulos. Season 8, Krzysztof Sosinski. And Season 9, James Wilkes. What the hell the name of this subset is? I think this is like a they might call this masterpieces. I could be wrong. I don't know. But it's MP. It's the abbreviation. These like photographs, or like paintings. Chuck Liddell, Hoist Gracie, BJ Penn, Anderson Silva, Lyoto Dragon Machida. Nice front kick to the face the other night. Quentin Rampage Jackson. The aforementioned Randy the Natural Couture. Brock Lesnar. And the somewhat disappointing defending champion, George St. Pierre. And then just a few base from main event here. Brian Bowles, Randy Couture, Junior Dos Santos, And Rich Franklin looks like he's breaking somebody's nose in that one. And Kendall Grove. I got a soft spot for this kid. He's been fighting like shit lately, but still like him. And I've got a one-color Domino Sports Legends Uriah Faber memorabilia to 450. Thanks to Mike at the card store for that. And Gray Maynard, two-color Matt Relic from Topps. Alright, so that is the, we'll call it the sub-PC. Try to keep these in order here. Sort of natural byproduct of collecting anything, as you guys I'm sure know, is you end up with stuff that's not directly your PC, and a lot of these were given to me. Most of these Topps ones actually from a very nice seller, Comics You Crave 2009 on eBay, because I made a video really raving about the great job that he did, and he's still one of my favorite sellers on eBay. I still have him on that list. He just hasn't been listing a lot of sports cards lately. But if you guys are into vintage video games or obviously comic books, you will enjoy his items for sale. Alright. Here are the autographs. If you have anybody that you do not see here, please contact me. Depending on who they are, I may or may not want them, but I'm always looking for different ones. So, Tank Abbott. This one, somebody was hounding me on Photobucket of all places to get this. On card, Houston Alexander auto. I guess this is a promotional deal, so there's not a lot of them out there. Thiago Alves. I got this one because the guy spelled his name wrong. I think it's Series 2. Americana Ring Kings, Andre the Pitbull Arlovsky. Ryan Darth Vader. Michael the Count Bisping. Recipient of one of the most amazing knockouts ever in a UFC ring. Former WEC champ, featherweight champ, time defending Mike Brown. The announcer for all the UFC events, and just a fantastically terrible picture here. Bruce Buffer. He looks like he's a little special in that one. Just saying. Alright. Wildly disappointing loss to Brock Lesnar aside, I still do enjoy watching this guy fight. Very much Shane Carwin autograph. Perhaps my favorite guy from the WEC crew. He's obviously now part of UFC. Donald Cowboy Cerrone. Got Carlos Condit. Almost bought another one of those at the show. I'm glad I didn't. First autograph of Patrick Cote. Maybe the best deal I've ever gotten on a UFC autograph. From Prominent Cuts. This is the gold version, 28 out of 50. Showing why he is a fighter and should not be mistaken for a male model, Randy Couture. Some epic cauliflower ear and kind of looking like the Thing in that picture. Tim Creeder. Tim Creeder versus Cale Yarbrough fight, I believe. Not Cale Yarbrough. Yeah. Anyway, I think that's the only first round one I have, and I think that's thanks to Tyson and Z. Another show steal, Phil Davis. Auto, who is now getting shot against Rashad Evans now that John Bones Jones has a, in my opinion, very convenient injury. Frankie Edgar. You know him, you love him. He's from Jersey. Efrain Escudero. This is another one courtesy of Tyson and Z. I think this one was the first Prominent Cuts auto I got. Rashad Evans. Donruss Sports Legends, Uriah Faber. This one's numbered 6 of 100. John Fitch, Prominent Cuts auto. Ken Flo Florian from Brookline, Massachusetts. I was actually really happy to get this one and not one of the the cliche traditional autographs of an amazing fighter. This is a Razor promotional autograph from the National of Rich Franklin. And it even says, it doesn't really say that it's supposed to be autographs. The card is promoed. It's a promotion, but it doesn't say anything about autographs. But I swore that it was legit. So. Green version from UFC Knockout. 87 of 88 of one of the legends, Don Fry. Look him up on YouTube and see a really nice knockout video. Unfortunately, it's in a hotel. Gabriel Gonzaga. I always do that. From Leaf MMA. Tyson Griffin, cut auto, 4 of 100, inscribed UFC 76. That's thanks to Mike from the card shop. Alright, Kendall Grove, 360 of 395, Ring Kings. And then 79 of 100, cut auto, Despita inscription. And the aforementioned Clay the Carpenter Guida. Dan the Outlaw Hardy. Boy, he's falling on some hard times, huh? When I picked this up, he was just going gangbusters. Downright stole this card, in my opinion. 71 of 200. Dan Hendo Henderson. It's amazing if you do a lot of searches for some of these cards, the deals you can get on. I've got Heath Herring. Another excellent fighter who's maybe not all that active, but still has had some great fights. Prominent Cuts, Jeremy Horn. Amazing tattoo on this guy, Roger Huerta. Closer to me here. And Matt Hughes from Prominent Cuts. Legendary trainer. Glad they put him in a set. He's responsible for a lot of guys, including George St. Pierre. Greg Jackson. Boy, they really hacked up this cut, and I don't know if he just missed when he was signing or what. 57-100, Keith the Dean of Mean Jardine. Anthony Rumble Johnson. Title holder, John Bones Jones. As soon as he won the belt, or I'm sorry, as soon as he got the shot that he was going to get the belt against Shogun Rua, I picked that up. Just knew the guy was going to win. Knew it. Didn't know how. Wasn't 100% sure. You know, the guy's got some crazy ass striking ability, but pretty confident that he was going to win. So I wanted to get it before he did. Martin the Hitman Campman out of 370. I believe I got that one up at the White Plains show. Dennis Kang. This is 09 UFC. The annoyingly fundamental Josh Koscheck. It's interesting to see now that what's his face that punched him after the fight was signed with Strikeforce, and now UFC bought Strikeforce to see what happens to that dude. I forget his name right now. Jason Lambert. Ruthless Robbie Lawler, and he signed it Ruthless and just RL, which that takes some balls right there. Alright, Prominent Cuts, one of the better ones in the collection, Chuck Liddell. Guy who really should be getting another title shot soon when stuff cycles back around to him, Lyoto Machida. 71 of 88. Nate the Great Marquardt. Probably the best ref in the history of mixed martial arts, Big John McCarthy. There's another guy who I'm confused as to what will happen to him now that we've got him under contract with Strikeforce and now UFC, and he's got the TV show on MTV2, Bully Beatdown. I wonder what's going to happen with that. Jason Mayhem Miller. Another one of the better ones in my collection, Frank Mir. He's also a pretty great announcer. For those of you who've been following that for a while. Josh Neer, Prominent Cuts. Antonio Rogerio Nogueira. Lil Nog, to those of you who are keeping track. Tito Ortiz. Pretty good fighter, especially when he's matched up against Jenna Jameson. Thanks to, I think this is the first thing that Mike at the card shop ever gave me, was Ben Rothwell, Prominent Cuts Auto. So thank you, Mike, for that. Brendan Schaub. Ultimate Fighter finale loser, but he's gone on to do some great things. Matt Serra. Auto. If memory serves, this one was from Adam J. Aiello, 162 out of 199, Press Pass Fusion 09. It's actually from his wrestling page, but it is an on-card auto of Dan Severn. One of the reasons why I'm interested in MMA, one of the main reasons, Ken Shamrock. Sean Muscle Shark Shirk. This is a memorabilia auto, and if you guys, anybody has just a regular auto of him, I'll trade it straight up for this. I think it's like the only one in my entire collection. I picked this up when he was the Strikeforce title holder, and was hoping it was going to shoot up in value a bit with a win over GSP, but unfortunately that didn't happen. Jake Shields. Using up, I'm sure, many pens to do all these autographs. Anderson Silva. Picked that up at local card show for less than what it goes for on eBay. Still, to some people's surprise, but certainly not mine, the champion, George St. Pierre. Mike Quick Swick. To me, one of the most entertaining fighters I think I've ever seen. Go watch his absolute destruction of Cabbage, where they had to throw in the towel. I don't mean to ruin it, but it's still really good to watch him. Tim Maniac Sylvia. A recent care package item from the White Lady 5. Nick Thompson. Excellent fighter from both United States and Japan, and he was an announcer, if I remember correctly, for Pride. Frank Trigg. On card is the only Ultimate Fighter auto I have of his, because he's a legit good fighter. He just got a bad draw on the show. Casey Escola. And finally, a guy that a lot of MMA fans really don't like, for whatever reason, Brandon Vera. So that's it. That's the MMA PC as it stands right now. I do not have anything coming in for the MMA PC either. So if anybody has anything that, any autographs, preferably not memorabilia autographs, anything UFC, MMA, from, like I said, anything that you not particularly attached to. That's the 2-row box that encases the collection at the moment. Yeah, let me know, guys, if you guys have anything for that, and I will be happy to work out some kind of deal with you for them. Alright, YouTube. Peace.